Welcome, everyone. You are listening to the Modernizing Infrastructure series. Today, we are tackling one of the most critical debates in the IT world, the ecosystem of Microsoft 365 versus the traditional on-premises model. This isn't just about choosing software, it is about a fundamental shift in how businesses operate. Whether you are looking to migrate entirely to the cloud or trying to justify an on-premises server room, this session is your blueprint. This course has been specifically designed for IT students and junior administrators. Why? Because the industry is changing. 10 years ago, an admin's job was physically racking servers and managing cables. Today, it's about identity, governance, and cloud architecture. If you are starting your career, understanding the difference between legacy systems and modern cloud infrastructure is the single most valuable skill you can possess right now. Here is our roadmap for this session. We are going to break this down into 5 distinct pillars. First, we will cover the foundations, comparing the cloud against on-prem at a conceptual level. Second, we will do a service-by-service deep dive, looking at how specific tools like Active Directory and SCCM have evolved. Third, we will look at security and roles, because the way we protect data has completely flipped. Fourth, we will discuss the business case and support, focusing on the financial realities. And finally, we will wrap up with viability and recommendations on when to use which model. Let's pause here. To understand the technology, you have to understand the business model. Let's compare these two worlds across 5 key characteristics. First, look at ownership. In a traditional on-premises environment, the organization is the owner. You own the hardware, the racks, the cables, and the blinking lights. That gives you control, but it also gives you a massive liability. In the Microsoft 365 cloud model, the provider, in this case Microsoft, owns the hardware. You are simply renting the resources. Think of this like owning a house versus renting an apartment. When you rent, you don't worry about fixing the roof. The landlord does. Second, let's talk about the cost model. This is what your CFO cares about. On-prem is defined by CapEx. Capital expenditure. This means spending huge amounts of cash up front to buy servers that will depreciate over 5 years. It is a risky bet on future growth. The cloud operates on OpEx, operational expenditure. This is a subscription model. You pay for what you use month to month. It makes cash flow predictable and manageable. Third is scalability. On-prem is limited by physical capacity. If you buy a server that can handle 100 users and you suddenly hire your 101st employee, you have a problem. You have to buy new hardware. The cloud offers elastic, on-demand scaling. If you need to add 10,000 users for a seasonal promotion, you click a button. When the promotion ends, you scale back down. You only pay for the surge when it happens. Fourth is maintenance. The legacy world involves manual patching and hardware refresh cycles. It implies maintenance weekends where IT staff work overnight to update firmware. The cloud creates automatic evergreen updates. The features just appear. You are always on the latest version without downtime. Finally, accessibility. On-prem usually relies on local network access or clunky VPNs. The cloud is accessible anywhere via the internet. This is the feature that saved the global economy during the shift to remote work. So, what does that comparison tell us? It tells us that we are transitioning from legacy data centers to a service model. We are moving from IT being a capital-heavy, static model to a flexible, on-demand utility. Think of your IT infrastructure like electricity. You don't build a power plant in your backyard to turn on the lights. You plug into the grid and pay for what you use. That is the shift underpinning modern digital transformation. It allows you to focus on your business, not your server room cooling systems.